Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy MB back with another video, and today a lot to talk about. In the background, it's going to be a 4v4 hardpoint against Ricard, Smooth, and two others. I'll get into why we're playing in a minute, but a lot of stuff to talk about. So, let's start from the beginning. We're playing a hardpoint tournament last weekend on either Saturday or Sunday. We go to quarters or semifinals, I forget which one, and we're playing a match, and we go up by like I'd like to say a good 10 points, 10 hardpoint points, and it was last map. It was tied 2-2. It was a best of 5 at that point in the match, and we go to last hill. And I picked up a couple two pieces in the previous hill. You know, as a team, we were really hyped. And unfortunately, what happened was we ended up losing. They ended up getting control of that middle biolab hill. We tried to push through ice and purple and basically lost our gunfights a couple times in a row. It was a pretty frustrating tournament. To be honest, it wasn't run very well, and we were all pretty mad about it. So Ricard was obviously probably the most upset. Not obviously him, but he was the most upset. And he was like, no, I'm not doing this. We should have won that game, whatever. And long story short, he decides that he's going to play with Smooth and team with two others. And that Aaron and I, also known as I Prime Razor, we're going to play with the different two. And at first I was kind of like upset about it, but I was kind of like, whatever, we'll make the best of it because there were qualifiers for a league later in the day, and we were both trying to get onto those qualifiers because a lot of the big teams were in there, and it was a pretty good opportunity. So I'm looking for some free agents, and I find a couple guys. I find Scrappy, Defiance T-Man. There's another guy named MOG Sapphire. And it was basically us five competing for four positions. Basically, myself and Aaron, I Prime Razor, were, I don't want to say locked, but we were going to be two of the main captains. We were going to split captain duties, and we were looking for two. So we had to pick two out of the three to play in these qualifiers. And so, long story short, we enter the qualifiers, and we don't get in. Like, we posted it. I have proof that we submitted it. As soon as I submitted it, I took a screenshot just in case anything like this would happen. And they put out the brackets, and we were going under iPrime. There was iPrime Esports, which was Ricard's team. There was going to be iPrime Gaming, which would be myself and Aaron's team. And we were both going to play in this qualifier. However, the person who ran the tournament, I don't know if he got confused or what, only entered Ricard's team in the bracket. So I was mad. We were all talking to him. We were like, hey, you didn't put us in. He couldn't do anything. He already made the brackets. He was too lazy to redo it. And so basically what happened was we stopped that and we played some hardpoint tournament. And we were all just really mad about the whole situation. So we played awful. I don't remember how many teams were in it, but I think we got like first rounded. I mean, we weren't playing close to what we usually were. Because in this game here, we're playing against Ricard and what was going to be his team. I'll get into that in a second. Um, and we won pretty handily. But anyways, meanwhile, Ricard had himself, Smooth, and two others. Cheeto, I think was one of his names, and some other guy. I forget who it was. But long story short, they bail. They don't play it. So he has to pick up two. He ends up picking up two like clan members. We're all still a part of a clan, and they get, I don't want to say destroyed, but they lose first round. I think pretty easily. I don't. It wasn't at all Ricard or Smooth's fault. They were playing with really inexperienced competitive players. They're just used to playing pubs and winning clan wars. So that's about it. That's the extent of their experience. But they end up getting first rounded, and this was actually the very last match we played before qualifiers. Um, we were talking about strats and stuff, and we were going through breaks just before our first map that ended up not being him, and it's confusing. But long story short, we were going over strats, and this was the last map we played before. We were really pumped because we beat Ricard's team, and then later, um, Ricard doesn't have any players, and so he tries to get. He basically invites me to come back to the team, and I say yes. So it's going to be me, Ricard, Smooth, and Twiz. And I'm really happy that Twiz is on the team. Obviously, I'm excited for all of them. However, I was having to play pretty much all the objective role, and it was basically us three, and we're randomly getting fourths here and there, basically. And I had to do pretty much all the objective work because the fourth didn't really know how to play the hard point. We've been playing a lot of hard point tournaments, a lot of not really a lot of search because we're probably best search, especially me. Like that's my best game mode. But this practice really paid off. I feel like I've improved a lot in hardpoint and CTF and uplink. And recently there were some changes announced, DLC maps being added to the CoD champs rotation. Some maps getting taken out, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. It's another video. So he tells me to come back, and I'm like, okay. I mean, the other team wasn't bad, but the original iPrime team was a lot better. The only issue that we're having as a team is scheduling, but it should be really nice because right now we all have school and they're all 3 hours ahead of me. They're Eastern time, I'm Pacific. So it's pretty difficult to coordinate playing times, but we obviously get a tournament pretty much every day on the weekends and Fridays. But during the week it's harder. And so basically what's going to happen is spring break is at the same time. We're going to get a lot of tourneys in then. And then summer obviously is the same time. So we're going to get a lot of experience in then. And so yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't really talked much about this gameplay in the back. Basically, just destroyed these. I don't want to say destroyed because they're my teammates, but I did well. I dropped almost 40, and I was playing the objective role as well, so it's pretty good. Um, Next thing that I wanted to talk about was tournaments, and I'm not trying to take any shots here or anything, but recently we've played in a couple of tournaments, and they've all been pretty mismanaged. I talked to you guys about um, the hardpoint tourney where we went 2-2 last map and lost, and everyone was all pretty mad. That was an awful run tournament. Um, Tons of issues. What happened was, for instance, we were playing these kids, and what happened was the first map was Biolab. The second map was, I want to say, Detroit, and the third map was Solar. Okay. So basically what happens is Solar's last map, Biolab is first map, and they play solo first on their host. So MLG rules state, if they play that for 30 seconds, we get the win. And so we were playing it, we played a minute, exactly a minute, just to make sure. And then we all left the game. We had video proof that it was on for a minute. We submitted that. And basically he said, replay it. And we were basically arguing for a couple minutes, and he said, yes, replay it, play Biolab, just start over. And Biolab, we barely lose. And then he changes his mind. He says, oh, you know what, you're right, because Aaron, who's really knowledgeable of the rules, he informed him of MLG rule set and how we should get the win. And he sent him the link, and then he was like, okay, yeah, you guys win. However, the other team went and posted the Biolab because they said they won. And basically it shouldn't have counted because the tournament owner said that basically we won and then we played the match. He basically posted that mid-match. We didn't obviously check it. And so we end up losing that. And then we win second, lose third. It was a best of five. I only stated the first three maps prior a couple of seconds ago. But basically, we split. It goes 2-2. We're all really mad because we know we should be up. We should have won the series 3-1. Then we would go to, I think it was even finals. We would have gone to winners finals. And even if we lose that, we get to play in losers finals, I believe. And then we basically would have got a top two or top three at this tournament, which would have been pretty nice. But instead, we end up losing that last map, and again, we don't break that last biolab hill. Pretty unfortunate. But looking to turn things around this weekend, get some better tournaments in. But yeah, this game's coming to a close. This second team probably won't get anything from it. We played for about a day. We might bring some players into sub, but that's for a future video. This gameplay came to a close a couple seconds ago. We won pretty well. And always, this has been your boy MB signing out. Deuces.